Disney Plus, She-Hulk. We're going to be talking about it here, breaking it down, theories, fun stuff, spoilers up ahead. Let's go. Smash the subscribe button. Welcome back to AsArt. My name is Nick, and as always, I have Kyle here with me. By the way, he's a very talented artist. Go check out his Instagram, Pecos with a 0, and also go to AsArt.space for all of our audio, video links, and fun geeky shirts we work on. So, Kyle, we are here. Hulk Smash. By the way, we covered other Disney Plus shows from Loki to Moon Knight and other stuff ranging from Stranger Things to we're back in Westworld and we're in Westeros. So you name it, we're covering it. We're all over the place here. Okay, She-Hulk. I do not know anything really about She-Hulk when it comes to comic book stuff. I know Kyle knows much more than me. But one thing I just want to talk about really quickly is the pacing. I think she conquers or understands her powers so well so they can move on with the story. Is that just me? I just at first I'm like, wow, she really developed these powers pretty quickly.
So yeah, like, and also like I also was kind of perusing just the critical response of the first episode, and I think that to be honest, now of course I'm usually in the apologist category for a lot of these shows, but like because I'm easily entertained, right?
Yes.
But the thing is that they're like, oh, this could have been so good, but it's like it fell so flat, you know. And I'm like, remember, guys, it's actually a lawyer show. It's just that there's a lot of backstory we got to cover, and this is the one episode in which they had to do that, basically. Right? Yeah. So
and it was a short episode too, compared to their other Marvel stuff.
Comparatively, yeah.
So it's like probably the VFX budget. You have freaking two Hulks on screen, which didn't look great and it didn't look bad. Like it worked for me. Like it worked, and I understand everything that goes into it. And as it is, VFX artists are already overworked with all the movies and stuff they're going on. I can't even imagine the like a show with how many VFX shots.
Yeah, exactly.
And I just want to say I'm just a little confused why her hair gets straightened when she's She-Hulk.
You know it does.
Yeah, because she has beautiful, like, natural curly hair and stuff. Like, I don't know if it's natural, but, like, really beautiful curly hair. Yeah. And all of a sudden, it's, like, straight with the 80s poof. And I'm like, I get that's, like, the comic book design, probably. But I was just like, just keep it the same. Because Mark Ruffalo's
her hair, I would argue, is more wavy in this. And her hair is actually more curly in the comics, at least in the 1989 version.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
So let's get into it. Let's get into some origin stuff. Is this the same origin as the comic books?
So for large part and parcel, yes.
Oh, okay.
So like the blood transfusion between like the hasty blood transfusion between Bruce Banner and Jen is also like more or less in the comics, right? Like that's how she gets her power. So she only got like a few drops of blood, right? In this one, which is why like she can retain a lot of her intellect, right? Like she hasn't really had any of the downsides of being a Hulk, right? Yeah, because it's not like she got the full dose. But still she has all the strength, it looks like, because it looks like she can go toe to toe.
All the perks.
With the Hulk. All the perks, none of the setbacks, right?
And she has great mastery over her anger.
No. And actually, I mean, that was actually really well woven into like talking about like, you're really going to need to learn to channel your anger and emotions. She's like, oh, like baseline existence for every woman. And I'm like, very good. Like I thought that was a good tie-in because technically if you have to deal with that every day, of course you would be really good at modulating your emotions, right? Yeah. And like having mastery over that. The origins of She-Hulk started out as like a rights grab for Marvel in 1980. Oh. So it came about like due to the success of the Incredible Hulk show that was out like in the 70s and early 80s, right?
Hulk Hogan, right?
And also the Bionic Woman television series in the 70s. Okay. So like Marvel was like afraid that like the show's executives might suddenly introduce a female version of the Hulk. So Stan Lee, who was like, you know, one of the head honchos at Marvel at the time next to Dick Shooter, was like, you know, they decided to publish their own version to make sure that if a similar one showed up in the television series, Marvel would own the rights to it. So, yeah. And like, so the other thing is like the first 25, like She-Hulk had a first 25 issue run called The Savage She-Hulk. Right. Oh. So she was a bit more street level and physical and like a physical heroine. Like in that series,
Defenders vibe kind of thing.
Kind of like, and also like she wore like a torn dress the whole time, right? A torn white dress, you know. But then like if we skip ahead to the next solo series, it was the Sensational She-Hulk, And that wasn't until 1989.
Oh.
But there was a new writer on that, like a new writer for that. And so it saw her permanently transformed as She-Hulk while also following her career as a lawyer. Right. Mm-hmm. So like, and that was, and at that time it was a 60 issue run. And it was the most popular and had like a lot of comedy in it too. 60 and it was issues. The longest. It was the longest single character issue run that Marvel had done to that date. And also like just like having read a little bit of She-Hulk through osmosis of the other comics I've read. Mm-hmm. Like I don't exclusively read her comics. I should though, like after the show, but like it's a lot more comedy infused, right? There's a lot more gimmicky villains
breaking
and stuff.
The fourth wall.
And it makes it pretty fun, right? Because like whereas Hulk is more like body horror and like learning the two different sides of himself and battling with that. Hers is more like it's like a courtroom action comedy, comedy, right?
And I think they really even stated like they're trying to do Legally Blonde with it, kind of.
I like that.
Yeah,
I like that.
And it which is good to try something new, I think, because obviously you can't do the same thing over and over again, or else people are like, oh, hey, you're not being original anymore. So they're taking the chance to do something new, I guess.
So another staple of She-Hulk in the comics that I noticed they also did in the series is breaking the fourth wall.
Oh yeah,
that's actually a staple from like a lot of She-Hulk.
Was that before Deadpool?
Yes. So She-Hulk was one of the first. I think she was like the second or third character to do it.
To break the fourth wall?
Because there was some precedent with other characters that had done it as like a gimmick before, but she was the one that did it sort of like on the regular. Wow. Right, just like talking to the audience, like, "Hey, can you get a load of this guy?" That sort of thing. So yeah, before Deadpool, yeah.
So funny. I always like think of Wayne's World when it comes to breaking the fourth wall.
Right.
He's like, "Hey, come here. All right, this way." And then Gart's like, "I have nothing to say. What's over there?" And the camera turns and he's gone. And I like the idea of breaking the fourth wall. I don't know if they used it at the correct moments in this first episode.
Really? Okay.
And no, it was just kind of like, it's like, okay, so like, let's go back to was like, okay. Like I went in not like expecting anything like of the show. So like, as it was, I went in and I thought it was going to be better than I thought. Cause I didn't even watch a trailer or anything. Cause I heard a lot of people talking about the bad CGI and I was just like, in my back of my head, I'm like, give the VFX artists a break, man. Yeah. There's just not
they
enough
are doing double
VFX artists to go around to do that and processing power and stuff like that. Anyways, but, overall, I was a little lost at first because I was just like, oh, before that, oh my gosh. Once I saw the Led Zeppelin shirt, I'm like, oh, that has to be Tony Stark's shirt because he's the only one that wore classic rock bands in the MCU universe.
Right.
And I was
and he also helped build the like Cabana bar and lab.
And they would hang out there and he would drink and complain about Steve Rogers. I like that stuff so much. And I was so interested on why the aliens wanted to talk to Hulk. It almost took me out of the show. Like, okay, this is great, but what's happening?
Right. So that's the thing. Like, I think so. I hope that Mark Ruffalo like comes back every now and then. In the series. Because, like, apparently that's probably going to be a side. I don't know if it's going to be a side plot or if it's going to be obscured from the audience. But, like, he's probably going to go out figuring that out, right? Amidst other things.
And then, do you think we'll see Daredevil? Because he's a lawyer.
Yeah, we're going to see Matt Murdock for sure.
What? Even though she's in L.A.?
So that's the thing. The reason I know Matt Murdock is going to appear is because he's on the cast list for She-Hulk.
Oh,
Same thing with Tim Roth, who's going to play Abomination, which is a classic.
Wait, the guy from the what's his name's movie, the first Hulk movie?
I think so. Yeah. So Abomination is a classic Hulk villain. So it makes sense he'd be crossing over into She-Hulk's territory.
That's super cool.
Yeah. And so like also, we're going to see the Sorcerer Supreme himself. That's right, everyone. We're going to see Wong.
Yeah, because for some reason, Doctor Strange isn't the Sorcerer Supreme.
No longer the Sorcerer Supreme.
Which is so stupid in my mind because...
No, I think it's right. I think it's ethically right. He messed up, all right? Yeah. There must be consequences to one's actions.
Well,
okay.
Well, he was gone for 5 years. That's why he lost it. It's not because of what happened in Stranger Things. Yeah.
Oh,
I lost it because he was gone for 5 years. So remember, because of the time jump?
Oh, okay. I thought it was because of Dormammu.
No, remember, because he was the Sorcerer Supreme during the last Avengers movie.
I guess so. Okay.
And then,
okay, yeah, you're right.
But what pisses me off so much is when they go back in time to get the time stone, she clearly states, "Oh, he was the best of us." Like, if he made this choice, like in her mind, he's supposed to be the Sorcerer Supreme and all this stuff. Like, he's the best, blah, blah, blah. But then he didn't even get his title back after the movie anyways. You would think that would be part of his character arc. Like, he earns his title back. You know what I mean? Where it's like, but his story didn't really advance at all. That's a different movie. If you want us to cover it, let us know. But next item on the notes.
Yes. So I've got some predictions. I've got a handful of predictions here. All right.
Better than mine.
I kind of already leaked the one of like, we're probably going to see Abomination, Matt Murdock, and Wong, right? But
which is cool because I love crossovers.
Yeah. So this is going to, like, in the next like episodes onward, is like, because it's supposed to be a courtroom, sort of like setting, right? So we might see Jen Walters, which is She-Hulk's like her real identity, right?
Okay.
She could probably use details about the MCU and events that have happened as precedent in her court cases. Because in the 1989 run of the She-Hulk, she uses comic book issues as pieces of evidence, as if they were literal, like, factual events that happened.
That's
because
cool.
Since in the Marvel Universe so in the Marvel Universe, comic books reference actual historical events. So they're used as evidence and exhibits.
That's sick.
And then as I was kind of alluding to, like, guys, don't let the first episode fool you. I am very certain this is going to be a courtroom action comedy.
Okay.
Right. I mean, that at the end, that's more the vibe I'm thinking it's going to be, right? Where she's like, all right, I'm like a hotshot lawyer, but also I'm the superheroine, right?
Yeah.
Like, so that gal that was doing the flying kick and then She-Hulk just went, bah, right? That was sick, by the way. That was Titania.
Who's that?
So she's just a villain from She-Hulk.
Okay,
right?
okay.
She's like
that was so random that she even bust into the courtroom in the first place.
Yeah,
I think like such like Adam West Batman. Like, I'm here, Batman. Let's go.
I mean, I don't know, man. Like, I think we're gonna find out what her motivation was, or even in that courtroom scene, did we get any hint as to maybe it was an accomplice of hers or something? Like, did we get to see who was on the bench?
No.
Like, who was being...
But the bench was thrown at her, right? No. It was thrown at people. And she... You know what's funny? There was something funky going on with the editing, because all of a sudden, once she turns into the Hulk, a bench is being thrown and she catches it. And I don't know. Like, I went back. I'm like, I'm a little confused by the editing, but it was good.
No, so I remember this scene.
Okay.
So Titania was throwing that bench at the jury.
That's right. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So of course She-Hulk's gonna innocent bystanders, right? She's gonna catch it.
Yeah. Okay.
Because if you get rid of your jury, you can't determine the.
That means
verdict,
you would have
right?
to get more. Gosh.
Exactly. Prolong the trial. Yeah. Gee, what a hassle. Jurisprudence and all that.
It depends on, like, if you were losing the case or not, right? Like, if it was going really bad, like Johnny Depp would be bummed because the jury was for him, right? Amber Heard, on the other point, would not be happy. Or she would be happy, kind of thing. I'm sorry, I should have.
No. So I do have one question. This is the only thing I have for the Easter egg.
For the comments or for me?
No, this is actually for you and the comments.
Okay, cool.
So, can anyone tell me who the heck is Chet? I tried to look it up.
Who's that?
So, in the car ride, let me take you back. Beginning of the episode, Bruce Banner and Jen are in the car.
Yes.
Right? And she said, like, well, you're not the only genius in the family. And then Bruce said, like, oh, well, yeah, there's Chet. And I'm like, who's Chet? Is he another family member? Is he another sibling? Is it like what?
I don't
what's
know.
Going
Maybe
on?
we'll have like a dinner scene with the Hulk family or something.
God, I hope so. The Banner, like the Banner family and the Wallers or Walters. Yeah.
Christmas dinner, maybe.
So please, someone in the comments, tell me who Chet is in the comics, or like who it might be.
And also let us know if you liked the show. Things you liked, didn't like, what you thought of the VFX, what you thought of the pacing, the character arcs, all that stuff. It would just this also just made me sad on how much I miss Tony Stark in the MCU. By the way,
That's
like
true.
all the references to Tony Stark, I'm like, I really miss Tony Stark, man. He was so good.
When me and my girlfriend were watching it, like we were like, oh yeah, that's right, he's gone.
Yeah,
you know?
it's so sad. I know we don't get him coming out like, Hulk.
Yeah.
It's so good. Oh my god, I loved. It's
That's
such
a
a bummer
great
he's
Tony
gone.
Stark impression. By the
Oh
way.
really? We have a Hulk. I can't do Tony. I'm sorry. Yeah, it's like plugging my nose and talking.
No, that was
terrible.
great.
But
That made my day.
if you guys enjoyed Kyle's opinions and stuff, he's on Instagram. Go follow him, Pecos with a 0. And then if you like us, please subscribe. We have more content coming your way. We will finish She-Hulk. I know we did not finish Moon Knight, but it was out of our control of the craziness going on at the time. But we will finish She-Hulk and hopefully other shows in the future. Comment down below other shows you would like us to cover or what you think we would like. And go to AsArt.space for all the audio and video links and check it out. We got some cool geeky shirts there. Go support us. Kyle's did some cool artwork for it too. And we'll see you on the next AsArt. Smash the subscribe button. Hulk smash the subscribe button. Is that right? Or should I be like She-Hulk punch the subscribe button?
No, you're fine. Okay, I think you're fine.